Hey everybody, it's Brian back with the VIP Soundcheck, and I'm honored to have my good friend Florin with me. And Florin, thank you so much. This guy doesn't look familiar. He's PAPA LILIAC. How's it been, man?
Thank you, man. It's been good. My beard grew probably a little more since then.
I like it.
And we're back here in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, we was a little bit afraid because the incident that happened the other night.
Yeah, this is the day after the assassination attempt.
I know. We were like, wow.
Thank God it's
all over the news that it happened in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And it's only like 30 minutes away,
Yeah,
right?
just north of where we are right now in Butler.
Wow.
Yeah, right up I-79.
Wow.
So you guys were coming through when that was happening?
No, we came from Atlanta, coming this way, and we heard it all over the news, and I'm like, wow. And our first show is here.
Yeah. So, way to start out.
That's how it is. But we're excited to have Abigail join us again on tour.
Yeah.
This is her first show after she got married and settled in and took time off. And, she's going to do this leg of tour.
That's awesome. Have the whole family back together again. That's got to be a great feeling.
I mean, they're feeling good and they're excited. They're having fun on the bus.
Yeah. Talking to the kids in there, they were excited to have her back. You could tell they're happy to have their sister back in the band.
Yeah, and we have a show opening up. We're like about 3 bands before Jelly Roll in Wisconsin.
Nice.
Cadat, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
LILIAC is booked on the same day, so we're going to do our show, and then we're going to get our beach chairs, and we're going to stay and watch Jelly Roll.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
We love Jelly Roll.
Have you guys seen them live yet? Or?
No, this is our first time.
Nice.
I want to hear the Save Me song.
Oh,
That's
heck
my
yeah.
favorite.
Me too. And I know my parents like that. That saved me from Jelly Roll.
Yeah. And the same studio that mastered one of his records actually mastered, Menace album. He's been a friend of mine since 2000s.
Okay.
And even this song, Bad Boys, he mastered. He's the one that told me, hey man, you should do something that has some country influence. And he was talking about Jelly Roll, how he mastered his record, and then he won Grammys. And I was like, I'll throw it and talk to the band about it.
Yeah.
And that's how Bad Boys came along.
Perfect.
Crowds wild and they're on the field while the band's playing drinks on me. Bad boys, you could think I wanted. I caught my name in your legs. You had your chance, boys. Cross your hearts and hope to die. I kick back 'cause I'm feeling mean. Bad boys, you could think I wanted.
And we were just talking about before it came on how, you liked country music and kind of bringing some of that in with the rock.
I used to like the 90s and the early, my favorite was Shania Twain, Fade Hills, Tim McGraw and everybody on that, that was my time.
Yeah, same.
When I came to US and it was popular.
I grew up with that in like Brooks and Dunn and Alan Jackson, that era,
Garth Brooks and everybody.
Yep.
But now I like Luke Combs a lot, and of course Jelly Roll is one of my favorites right now. I like Hardy a lot too. He's very heavy.
Stay in the Truck's a great song.
Well, the one that says the Sold Out Show, have you heard it?
Yeah.
He really goes hard on that chorus.
Awesome stuff, yeah. I see you're going all in. The hat looks great, man. You're pulling off the country. It looks good.
I guess the Georgia lifestyle rubs on me, you know what I mean?
How's that been since you guys moved from California? You liking being in Georgia?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It looks like here, a lot of green forest, and where we live, it's kind of like a lot of forest, a lot of trees. And we like it a lot. The kids like it.
You don't have the sheriff's knocking on your door when you're practicing too loud?
Actually, the sheriff lives 2 doors from us. And I thought he might come when we're rehearsing before we acoustically build the studio, but he never did. Actually, one time he did, and I was scared, and he was like, one of your package came to my door. I'm like, okay, sir. But it wasn't because of the band practicing or rehearsing.
Very cool. So, as you mentioned, this is the first stop on this tour.
Yes.
So,
this leg
of the tour, okay.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the new song coming out next week.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. And you've had some other new ones come out within the past couple of months.
We had Delusion, which was kind of, a lot of people I saw comments and they take things the wrong way. That,
think you're getting political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically what happened, what inspired them to write it, we watched the movie Sound of Silence. I don't know if you've seen it.
Absolutely.
And sex trafficking is a big deal.
Yep.
And that's what inspired them to write it, which kind of wanted to make more awareness about this.
Yeah.
Where Melody talks in the lyrics about how people don't care what's actually going on, stealing the babies, and that movie really shocked us.
Yeah.
And the crazy part was that we were on tour when the movie came out, and Abby was not with us because she was getting ready for the wedding.
Okay.
And my wife and Abby would go to the movie theater, and she said, I don't know, they turned off the AC during the movie, and it was getting hot. And I told my wife, I think you guys are just... Said no, and they went again to see it because they love the movie.
Yep.
And it happened again, and people writing all over.
That was happening all over the place.
Then when we got home, I said, let's all go and see the movie and support the movie. And it happened the same thing.
Yeah.
It started getting hot, and I was like, man, you were not kidding. And they were doing it on purpose.
Yep.
Because they were pushing the Barbie movie to be bigger and not The Sound of Silence, which was, I think, an independent movie.
Yeah.
So I was very disappointed that that's actually happening when something like awareness or what we're doing with Delusion, they're trying to put you down.
Exactly. It's like, what are you trying to hide?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of being exposed to here?
Exactly. So
No, I love the song, and that's how I took it, was that you guys were like, hey, and it wasn't all negative. It was like, let's get to where we should be. Let's shine some light on some of these things that need to be. And
yeah.
I appreciated it because it didn't, in my opinion, didn't get overly political. It didn't go after one party or one person. It was like, hey, let's wake up.
Yeah, and even though we have our own, views, what we are voting for, but online, me, myself, or the band never posts or says, even in my live stream, I never tell anybody, who you vote for or not. And I know there's artists or bands who are very political when it comes down to voting time, and they call the other fans idiots, and we never do such a thing.
Exactly.
And even with that song, we never said anything. It's just, it's kind of for the whole world, not only for U.S.
Yeah.
Because that's happening even outside of U.S.
Oh, absolutely. It's horrifying.
It's horrifying, yeah.
Let's break the ice and talk about delusion. World's going cold, shame. What a shame. What kind of a world we live in? Jobs so to take away our babies. Why can't we get along, friends? Because I know you can feel it too.
And I have kids, and I think it's devastating for parents that, I would die probably of a heart attack if something like that would happen to my kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and especially, and I know we've talked about this before, but being in the entertainment industry, thankfully you're able to be there with them since the beginning. When they were younger, when they were more impressionable. I think a lot of these kids, they don't have a father or a mother that's there like that, or somebody that actually cares about them. So
true.
I'm sure you've seen and heard horror stories of that. I'm glad to see a band like you guys being so successful, because I think that in and of itself shows people there's a right way to do things.
We try to stick together, and it's hard being independent, to be honest with you. It's very hard because we have to do we sit down and say, okay, how do marketing promotion is the hardest thing and we have to do it, because if we don't do it, who's gonna do it?
Right.
And we sit down and say, okay, you have to do TikTok reels, and if you do, instead of focusing on making music, we have to spend time on doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just overwhelming sometimes, but we're trying to do it.
Yeah. Now, how do you build in things to try to kind of pull your family back from the pressures of being a band? Are there times you're like, all right, guys, we're getting away from this for a while and we're doing this?
Well, we're thinking that maybe at the end of the year we should take a month or 2 months off from everything, just take off. So because we've been working for the last 5 years nonstop.
Right.
And we just had 1-2 weeks vacation here and there, and maybe just clear our heads and see how we go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To try to avoid burnout and.
Yeah. And Bold Melody said when we take that off, she wants to focus on making some Christian music on her own time.
Yeah.
To write some songs. So I said,
that's
okay,
awesome.
We can do it. Because I'm so used to working. I don't know if I can handle a month not doing anything, to be honest.
You're like, give me something.
I know, give me something. So we might have to figure out something. So I said, yeah, let's do it. Because
sure.
I'm going to be bored to death.
Yeah.
But that's probably what it is. And, speaking of country music, what I like about country, because a lot of the country songs talk about things in life stories.
Yep.
Rock and metal is good, it's aggressive, we've got to be tough, but sometimes you need a break from that.
Yeah.
And talk about what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the country and folk give us that relatable.
Exactly. And I used to do kind of traditional music, Romanian music, before I got into the, so I always liked traditional folk music before.
Yeah.
And even, that's why I like a lot of, the country music is because of that.
Sure.
And actually my wife, she's not into metal or rock, but she said I could get down with country because she likes Christian music.
Sure.
Because she said, it's what they're talking about is real stuff.
Yeah. Again, everybody can relate to it. Everybody knows exactly what they're going through.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So,
it's crazy. Huh?
Now you're going to focus on maybe do a little side project with Melody doing some country. I know her and Abigail have that Instagram, the Christian Instagram that they started.
Yeah, they do. They do. And to be honest, I used to be raised in a very religious family. They were very strict. So in 2005, I got away. It was a Pentecostal Romanian.
Okay.
And my mom still goes there, like the church, the man sits on one side, the woman on the other side. They're very strict with many things, like the dress codes and very judgmental. So I got away from that. My wife is still very, but she's not like that,
Sure. Just more conservative, like that.
And like you said, the three oldest got baptized. And, I support them and I told them, look, you could do, but as long as it doesn't affect the career, because you have a fan base that follow you doing rock, metal, and we got to keep them, you can't lose the fan base either.
Sure.
So, but I think that if they want to do side project, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Absolutely. And the great thing is there's a lot of Christians in metal and rock.
Exactly.
Even in the, standard metal and rock. And I think a lot of the metal community is surprisingly open to that and welcoming to that.
Yeah, I believe so too. I mean, there's bands like Skillet and there's so many, but I don't know if Liliac is going to end up doing so, but side projects, I told her you could give it a try.
Sure.
Liliac is a rock and metal band. Now again, the southern, Bad Boys does have a lot of the southern influence, and if a lot of people like that and they like that direction, I mean, the band could keep going.
Yeah.
Because right now they're experimenting. I mean, you saw with Menace album, they're going this direction. Now with Delusion, and we have like symphonic metal song that we just wrote. I think it's a big hit.
Okay.
It's huge, and that we want to put out in probably by the end of the year. But it's really crazy. Like even the soul, classical, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. And that was one of the things before the camera roll that we talked about, is that you got the chance to hear the new song, and it hit me that while it was different, it still had that Liliac flavor to it.
Yeah, and I told Melody when we did that one, I said, you gotta be yourself. Don't try to fake your accent.
Right.
Even though she says drinks on May, it sounds a little southern, but that's it. You know? But I wanted her to be real, you know what I mean? Now, Paul, doing the bridge, we asked him to do it, and he was like, oh, I can't do it because I'm behind the drums, and I was like, you gotta do it. He has that voice, deep voice, and he does have the southern accent, and he works perfectly for the bridge.
Sure.
So, but we're not yet truly southerners, because we moved there, 4 years ago? So we're not gonna come and say, hey, look, we are
y'all.
No, we're not gonna do that. But if they accept, they're a rock band, they're a metal band, and they appreciate our ways, then we'll
And
do
if you
that.
pretend to be something you're not, people are going to see right through that immediately.
Exactly. So we're gonna stick to rock and roll, but if we're gonna have a fiddle here and there or a banjo, it's just for the flavor.
There you go. That's awesome. Now, I asked your kids when I was in there and did an interview a little bit ago, and I wanted to hear your perspective.
Yeah.
When you look back to when you guys started, when you're on the Santa Monica Pier, till today, what do you think has been the biggest area of growth that you have there as their manager and their dad have seen?
Back and forth and through my mind behind a cigarette. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Another savage nation. I'm gonna reach it.
Wow, that's a good question. Well, the thing is, our peak, of course, Liliac blew up on the covers, and they've been called a cover band so many times because of that. And
Which is
a lot of-
totally not true, by the way.
well, we have 3 original albums. We're making 4. Usually, cover bands don't do original albums.
Exactly.
But you know, a lot of fans support whatever we do, like real fans. Of course, our biggest peak was right after the pandemic when we put the Queen of Hearts album, and people were excited to see us because Rainbow in the Dark and Holy Diver was the biggest songs. Of course, Enter Sandman, Crazy Train, The Trooper are big on the internet. You know, I mean, we're still trying to figure out originally like what could be something that, because today to have a big hit, it's hard.
Sure.
If you look at a lot of bands that have big hits, even Hailstorm, they talk about Hailstorm. Okay, what's their biggest hit? Probably Misery, but is that the biggest hit
Right.
that everybody knows? Well, it still is not as big as Crazy Train or Enter Sandman
Exactly.
or The Trooper. So
When even
today-
Lizzie Hale did All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You by Heart. I mean, she did a cover of this, so...
Oh, yeah, they do a lot of covers. So what I'm saying, in today's world, because the internet, there's so much noise, it's hard to make an epic hit unless he blows up like Oliver Anthony had that song.
Right.
And now he has a whole career. He went viral that even Adele and The Rock and everybody talked about him. You have to have a viral that big. Or again, Jelly Roll, who used to do rap and this and then switched to country, and now he wins so many Grammy Awards
Yeah.
with the songs Save Me Now and all this country
Yep.
songs. So it's kind of like you have to have a super natural viral song that everybody will know you by, and then you continue that path.
Sure.
And of course, we don't have that, but a lot of rock bands don't have that either.
Yeah.
If you really look at it.
Absolutely.
Like that. So hopefully we will have one like that that's super big, original. But in the meantime, we're still finding our way in.
Absolutely. It's going to happen.
And hopefully it's going to happen.
It's going to happen,
If
no
it's
doubt.
going to be country, rock, metal, we'll see. Or symphonic metal, we'll see.
Maybe all in the same song.
Or maybe we can combine them, right?
So,
I'm glad you like and you're open-minded, because I know there's some fans that, no, don't do this, don't
Yeah.
do that.
it's like, no, experiment, try something,
Yeah.
because that's how, as a band, you're going to grow. That's how, as fans, you experience something different
Yeah.
that you maybe didn't know you'd like.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
I mean, I don't know if you like Shabuzi or
Oh, yeah.
Post Malone doing the
Oh, yeah.
country tour.
It's good stuff, man.
Crazy, huh?
It's like, go out there and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Now, we should probably, and what's funny is we didn't have this all planned talking about country music.
I know,
Because people are
that's-
probly wondering what we've got
Yeah.
here. So I got to explain to everybody. This is Drunken Bean Whiskey, and we've got the Hoyser Country Blend Coffee. And I knew Florin loved coffee and whiskey.
Yes, I
and
do.
these are from my friend country singer Claudia Hoyser. So we did not plan the whole country music. It just
crazy.
kind of happened that way.
Hopefully Liliac is going to have something like this.
There
Maybe
you go.
with a country hat on. I don't know. Cowboy hat.
Got to wait a couple years for they all get
But it smells good, yeah.
It's
So she's
Good
only
stuff.
19 years old?
no, Claudia is like 30.
30 now.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she started this, and then she
Okay.
started the whiskey, and
Wow.
you're gonna enjoy both.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to check her out. And I'm still discovering new artists.
There you go. See, and that's the fun part of it.
Amazing.
And I also wanted to ask you, you had a podcast on your Facebook page where you were talking about
Yes.
whiskey and music,
It's
and
called Whiskey in the Jar.
Okay.
So I did take it from Metallica, as you know, because I have a glass of whiskey, and you know, when you have whiskey, you spill beans. They call you spill the beans. And people like that. And you're gonna have whiskey in a jar, so I do sometimes kind of tell them some of the secrets, and the whiskey's to blame.
So now you got a new whiskey to blame for that.
I know, and I'm looking forward to have some. But you know, I wasn't a big fan of whiskey in California, but after we moved to Georgia, whiskey's a big thing.
It's different.
And I love it. And actually, Melody likes it too. And she's 22 years old, just to let you know.
She's allowed. It's all good.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes she would have a whiskey.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have her try this.
It tastes like chocolate.
Oh, she's gonna love it. She's gonna love it.
You guys will have to let us know, and we'll let Claudia know that if you like it.
Definitely. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna follow her and see.
There you go.
And tell us about this beautiful gift here, the mug.
So,
this is the new channel, the VIP.
The VIP Soundcheck.
VIP Soundcheck.
And Florin and Liliac have been so great to me through the years that I just wanted to give you a little token of my appreciation.
Thank you. Actually, to be honest, my wife took all the mugs we had on the bus to wash it, and then put them, and we have no mugs. And we're thinking like, okay, we got to go to Walmart or somewhere and buy some. But I got it for the rest of the tour.
There you go. That's perfect.
So, you know, because I have a coffee every morning, because I'm driving the bus, so I wake up first, have my coffee, and then start driving while they're still sleeping.
So I can be a very small part of that. I appreciate that.
That's it. I'm definitely gonna use this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Florin, as always, it's great to talk to you, man. It's such a blessing. Thank you for allowing me to hang out with the band again. It's, you know, welcoming my dad, my mom. We really appreciate it.
And I see him wearing a Liliac shirt.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yep. I'm going to buy a new one so I can throw it on. I've got a couple at home. I'm going to buy a new one. As they grow, I got to get one that looks more like them.
Yes. And you know, everything we do from the designs ourselves.
Yeah.
Everything, like pretty much 100%. We're not printing the shirt that we use, you know, printing company.
Sure.
They do the designs, they do like the album covers. So, you know, and you know, this one, a fan made it for me.
That's a cool shirt.
I know, and they send us gifts. It's amazing how Liliac fans are. They always give us gifts.
Yep.
And, you know, we're thankful for that.
Awesome. Well, is there anything that you'd like to say to fans, Florin, before we leave?
You know, just keep on following Liliac, sharing, and not only Liliac, new bands, you know, supporting them is very important, and especially live music, because right now AI is taking over. People are getting more comfortable. Like even it's surprisingly that you could actually, an AI could produce you the whole song from scratch. Like even the music, you just tell them what you want, and there's apps that will do it. You just tell them, and probably you're never gonna play any instrument, and it could even, it's crazy. And for Liliac to actually write their own music,
it's
and
real.
even if they do covers, they're doing it from scratch.
Absolutely.
You rather listen and support that than somebody who could use AI. And using Ozzy Osbourne's voice or Dio's voice. You know, you gotta support the real human being,
the real artist.
And I'm telling you, I think the future will be different.
Yeah.
And probably right now you'll be like, what is he talking about? I'm seeing it already.
Yep.
Like everybody's talking about it, and it's getting scarier and scarier. And if we're not doing something to support bands like Liliac, I don't know what's gonna happen, and it's scary.
I agree. And that's where the real music's at, and that's where the passion is. That's where what we connect with is not just the song, it's the artist with the song.
Yes, the artist too. And it's tough, you know, like for example, sometimes we have to do shows that it's during the week and people go to work, but we always appreciate fans that do come on a Monday.
Sure.
Like today's Monday. So it's I feel good about it, and I'm happy, you know, that we can still do shows no matter what day of the week it is, you know.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, my message is support bands like Liliac, and also be open-minded. The band, you know, they're growing. Melody's 22, Justin is turning 17, Ethan is turning 18 this year. So they're not kids anymore, and they're always gonna try to, try this different style of clothes or hairstyles or different music. And I see that many people are putting them down when they try something new because they're used to the image they had when they were little kids. And I remember when I was 18, I kind of followed the trend, the way I did my haircut back then, because I look at the picture, or clothes that I used to wear back then. I mean, you change.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, you're sold out.
Exactly.
Because you're not wearing the same clothes they wore when they did Crazy Train on the Pier, or the same hairstyle.
It's called growing as a person.
It's growing as a person. And they have to accept and support that because they see the comments, and sometimes they say, Dad, I don't understand why they're being so ruthless when we're just being ourselves. And of course, a lot of them, they blame it on the management. Don't listen to your management. But actually, the band is changing their style of clothes or haircuts because they love it.
Yep.
They're trying something new.
Well, it's fantastic, so tell them to keep it up.
Yeah.
They got a lot of people still loving it, so.
And thank you
new
so
people
much.
loving it.
And everybody support this channel. They are interviewing bands like Liliac. And, it's amazing. And I think Liliac fans love this channel. And
thank you. Appreciate that. It's an honor to highlight you guys and talk to you all. So.
Thank you so much.
Well, again, brother, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the beautiful gifts. I'm going to try this tonight.
Perfect.
Rock on and rock hard.
And we'll put all the links below so you can follow everything Liliac's doing. And again, we want to thank you guys for spending this time with us. Love you all. God bless. And rock on.
Rock on.